So this will be my first picture of free video about my almost hung up because this is an everyday thing for everybody, I would think, but I know this God, I hate this. I'm in an intersection where the only way to get out of the way of the other traffic, it's 4 lanes. I'm lucky this time nobody's in the passing lane, which is where I am. I'm in front of it. And now I turned and finished the crossing of the boulevard. Anyway, what was I saying? It's about putting. I realized I can go incognito about my golf swing by putting up or getting my putting swing circulated. But this is the it's also video free first putting lesson ever. I can do it right now. That was what I thought. I was going to come home and videotape myself, and I said, why are you waiting? So here's the image free putting lesson. You're in the blind, okay? You're blind. Maybe the blind will be the first people to master this. I'm absolutely thinking so now. I'm just getting these ideas. I just had the first thought of it. I've just came back from the golf course. I've said I've been working on my swing for 15 years. And I found myself putting because I've suffered an injury. My hip has been giving me pain, and it actually got worse in the last couple of days. So I was frantic trying to find a masseuse and trying to figure out which one of my relatives are going to have to pay for how much to get this to happen, because I was in trouble. Felt like it. I couldn't do any of my activities. I couldn't play pickleball. I couldn't go play golf, and I couldn't do yoga. So it was kind of a triple threat. So I was frantic, and then for some reason I went over and I putted. I went over to putt because I can't swing because of the problem. I don't know. Oh, it was that earlier I had gotten the thought that said, walk on it. Walk, do something with it. I belong to a gym, so you think of that immediately, and that's what yoga talks, arthritis, things like that. And I'm going to pick up this thread too. I just got out of my pickup, had my son, crossing the back of the trailer, go in the house. All right, we'll get back to that maybe in another video. But here's what the story is, because I'm home. I found a brand new putting stroke to go with. Actually, it's not a stroke. It's a brand new putting method, and it's so cool because if I'm right, I'm right. When it was the swing going on and took 15 years, I'd say I wouldn't say if, I just say if I'm right and leave it at that or whatever. But not this time. Now here, I show something. Okay. That's on the ground. This is my friend Alexi's. Hey, Alexi lives in Chicago. You can be in one of his rooms. My God. Maybe if I get rich and famous, it doesn't matter when, I'll end up being able to be in one of his rooms. Hey, Alexi. Oh yeah, so I'm not going to show you. I don't have to. Yeah, for those who aren't into putting, that's why this is going to be a universal lesson. There is one absolute rule, which is that the lower body stays still. Are we good? Are we all on the same page? We are all on the same page. Everyone is on the same page. And it's exactly the opposite. Let's flip it now and just imagine this. This is your first golf lesson, by the way. Yeah, golf leads to, oh my God, what a spectacle I saw a moment ago. I'll tell you about that later. I'm not going to forget. It might not be in this video, but. So here's what I figured out. It's the other way around. You keep your top half absolutely still, and the beauty of it is that the way you do it is that you release the tension that you usually associate with, doing everything and grabbing, and everything is hard and is powerful. Instead, you learn to do the top half by letting go of all the tension, and then you allow your lower half to come up with anything you want. I don't care. I've already got all these swings I could be using. I even contemplated taking an old time usual putting stance, and I couldn't think of what that was like. I was wondering, whatever. I mean, they spend their lifetimes about the distribution of weight and things like that. So everybody's with me so far. I just now checked, thought-wise. So your upper body is still. And you have to be, the only way to be still is to be free. Let's paraphrase. We'll call that. And then you can try any movement of your hips, any movement you want. Any movement you want. Every single person will have their own. I mean, I practiced with the way I swing. If you ever going to, well, we'll do something about it. I saw that I could make a kind of poster and put it in front of people. Let me see. We're going to do this one. All right, there it is. Or, well, for the older people, and now I can do something with I mean, I just was like, I can't deal with white people because they're not gonna try this swing. Period. This one is different. I can't believe I'm hearing myself say this, but that's the beauty of Wakanda. Brings us together. So I'm retracing my steps. I just did the the other one is itstherealswing.com. That's just for old people who know the Coke commercial. It's the real thing. Wow, we've passed through an age. Anyway, so yeah, that's the end of the golf lesson. You keep your upper body still. Find somebody, have them show you a step, but there is more to it. Eventually, as you get some, I believe. I mean, that was I experienced for a moment. Was if you'll have to find different ways of allowing your body to relax or come into different states of mind. Odd to say. But as you do so, that's where it is. This is the tie between the physical world and the mental landscape. Oh, I love that. The physical whirl. So I did realize at one point, but I didn't pursue it because that's really getting down. That's feathery. Is that the weight of the club, and it's essential in the swing. Why wouldn't we? I mean, there's no reason I should be surprised. It's all just unfolding in front of me, actually. So I was going to roll that up, but this is the one you can't roll up. So I'm going to go get the ones I can roll out, actually. Oh, man, this is turning into what? It'll be my biggest, or it'll be something. It'll be a video. I'll bring a poster. I actually I made 2 posters, and I don't believe I have ever come upon a version of the other one. There's my boy. So, here we go. I had to think about my relationship to my children for a moment there. Wouldn't you? Look. So I saw this biggest, I had the biggest morning of TV ever. You'll hear me say that one of my videos. I don't know what it was about, I don't remember. But anyway, so there's a tote. It's the only one, that's the last one I've been working on. Well, I've got 3 versions of that at least. This is an unfoldable. And I never had to give the thought, oh, okay, it's so, this is, oh yeah, there's only one, didn't think of this. You're going to get the wrong impression. And this one, I was not happy with. This one I was not happy with. One of them that took up the whole area there, I just damn rolled it up. Took it out to the street. Something like that. Let's look at that while I do nothing. Oh yeah, so I had, I made 2. Had like a 500 of these each, 500 each. And I have not been able to find one single, I'm not kidding, I'm just thinking of it again. But yeah, this is the thing. This swing will allow me to sneak onto the stage because everybody's got their own putting style. Now I can put that up on a sign. I've got a sign waiting for me over on Mason Avenue. This is all coming quite together. Okay, well, I've got so much to say. You can understand me having so much trouble here. Let's start with her. Oh, it'll be backward. You just have to figure it out. I am almost upside down, but oh yeah. The going on and on is I'm not gonna bother myself with that effort right now. I could get the tripod. I don't know. I'm gonna go get her out. I used to couldn't take a sip or take a bite. I could never chew if I had smoked pot because I was afraid it was going to rob me of my buzz. So then I've always also a kid. Oh wait, I got the wrong one. Look at what they put me through. Yeah, leave it at that. That's the beauty of it. Jeez, bobbers. So your upper body is still. The weight of the club actually, and you holding on to it, keeping any grip on it, that weight becomes a counterbalance to your body. There's no everybody agrees. But the thing is, if it's just a position that your body can find and it remains there, then all you have to do is propel that turn. And I found a couple of ways, the obvious ways. You try to tell yourself to go around, move, take your hips. But for me, it's so much easier because the first thing I tried, of course, was I'm going to end up full scaling this. It looks like I got to. Sometimes I used to carry around that tripod I had it in here, didn't I? Yeah. I made a quick show last night. Oh, man. I have never used this side of a camera. Almost ever, even for stills. Okay, so we're not going to get very far away from it. It's that we can't do. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't work if we did. Case. Oh, this is neat. I don't even have to worry about tapping the button and hoping I don't topple the camera like I do when it's turned around the other way. And I'm not going to stop because I like going on. like this, it looks like. Now, I have an approximation of how far I have to be away because of making the golf videos. So, yeah, there's that red dot is up to. But we're gonna have the. Oh, I got a. Oh, that's at my daughter's house. So, yeah, this'll be my example, and I will get the only club I know of, which is not a putter. And we will continue the one and only putting lesson you'll ever need. You can see the only golf lesson you'll need somewhere else. But it's out there. Wait, it's got some buttons I can push, I know. No. Yeah, I thought there were two. Oh, it's because it's backwards. So I don't have that, my distancing. Don't forgive me. No, I don't, it doesn't matter. Oh, I'm going to get some of the glove in. See, I have a glove. No, I don't. Nothing special about it. Well, this one was not. Who needs this damn putting lesson? Let me see what my placement will tell the story, apparently. And that's what this is. Body tells you the stuff. So I have this. This is how I hold the there will be these. People will be selling the shit out of these hand positions. But mine with hitting it, oh, it's my backward one. When I couldn't get anybody to take a lesson so I could prove this could be taught, sure, what are you going to do? Spell sitting backwards. I went and found me a left-handed wedge and tried to teach myself. See how easy it would be to learn this because I couldn't get anybody to take a lesson. Oh, that was great. You didn't see my face when I was being like that. Okay, so I was going to give a putt. The thing about the putting lesson is I can sneak it up on the internet. There are millions, and there are millions of videos of people's different swing techniques. No, putting techniques. Sure there are. Millions of lessons, okay, right? All right, but they are all, my mind is sort of repurposing, processing what I was saying as I said it. Oh, I got to move around now. Oh my God. Wow, I'm learning something. Anyway, so here's the putting thing, okay? Let me see if I can do it with a left-weighted club. No, you have to do it this way. And then it's weighted. Anyway, nobody would weight a putter like this. But here's what it is. You find a way, your club, I guess the lesson will go on. You find a way you're comfortable holding on to the club. You know, distances, I'm sure those can be all different for anyone. But it will, that position, and it'll teach you as you go. You aren't going to, maybe land on both at the same time. So you figure out your grip, and then it will show you the position, the posture. And I started, my swing is called the single pivot swing, what I call it. And then I've ended up with hip trouble. But that had nothing to do with playing golf, so we're not, there's no indictment. I mean, my hips got the way they were by playing golf the way everybody else does for 30 years. Which is, for those who don't know golf, it's two of those. Mine is a single pivot swing, and there are two versions of it. We're going to take a time out for those of you who already know this, to keep the uninitiated up to speed. So here's my single pivot swing. There is the target line. This is the normal target, stance. basically. This is mine, basically. And then I said, and so, oh, there are two. This one, this is how I learned this swing, was on this leg. But the knee was still moving. We're going to get into that. That's the last lesson I'm ever to give. I said, well, I mean, I called my first one the last lesson ever. Yeah, so weird, because, oh yeah, so now I'm being left-handed. So, here's the one I moved to. I've been hitting the ball for the last 5 years, basically, I'd say, maybe not 4. With only a few swings from this pivot swing, see? 2 pivot swing. But the big lesson I learned, and what we've done with golf, the swing lessons, is that there is a spike that goes through your shoulder, through your heel. And that's where you start. Your swing is taken care of. And so I started this, the putting thing, same way. This is my way. But the main lesson I learned was this. This stuff still. You can experiment with this all you want. One of them I ended up with trying, well, this is the first one I tried. And it looks like I'm moving with my knee. But in this case, I'm moving, the movement is in my hip and the knee is following. That brings up all these thoughts about the traditional swing that I can't let it get me off track anyway. So that's what I started on my putting stroke. I'm using my full swing grip, and it taught me the same thing in the full swing. The weight of the club and it's a fulcrum, and it has to be in balance with the body. Doesn't that make sense? Oh God, it's something profound. Anyway, so it teaches you where to. I mean, you can try all the particular putter you have your thoughts with is going to have a lot to do with it. You'll have a lifetime maybe finding things where it's it's just so promising compared to this other stuff. The putting in the old days, they couldn't get you even to touch on the experience, which, good example, I'm in yoga. I cannot keep my balance. And one day, and I've been doing it for about 2 years now, and it always comes up, and and it's not a displeasure, but you know what I mean. I have to think about it every time. But one time, it lasted about more than 4 seconds. Maybe less than a second, or maybe 4 seconds. I don't know much. I'm not going to stop and think about that stuff. Anyway, so see that? Oh, and the arms are in this position because of what? I mean, if you're going to hold something out here, your arms are going to be against your belly. They're naturally. They're just going to be there if you just let things do what they want to do and figure out what to do with this club in your hands. For me, it's just I'm just letting stuff happen. I guess maybe I'll end up saying this is the right way to do it, or some version of that, which I haven't done in anything else. Now look, I'm finding myself with a straight line instead of my open stance that goes with the swing. And then the thing is, because as soon as I started doing that, I feel myself, and I realize I've got tension in the top. Because there's the thought, that's the thing you can't get out of, is the sense of guiding. Oh, guiding would be better than, that's why nobody can putt. Okay. Well, play golf. They have a pretty good imitation of putting. But rolling hills, that I'm not sure anyone can stand up to that. So here I am. I've let the putter find the position I like. I like this up here. I'm comfortable. I've got a tiny break in my knee, which I'm going to have to work on. But as soon as I start with, see, I felt the tension right there. And now I realize in my first golf putting, my only putting lesson before now, which I gave this same day as my full swing, I think. Yeah, I did that. I slapped my arm. I said, look, it's real tension. How are you going to putt? How can you make it go straight if you're full of tension, right? So here I am, Mr. Natural, we'll call it. There it is. Now, that in combination with and this, you can change it a little bit, but the point is you're going to relax in the exact same way every time. You're just going to let it go, okay? That will be what you do, and then you will start thinking about what the bottom is doing, and you'll find your signature piece. Peace. Okay, so I'm going to try an actual swing. Here it is. I have my two. I think I've practiced this here. And we'll see less of my upper body. Let me see if I can do that. No, I can't possibly. Ah, that's good. That's fine. Maybe that's the end of it. I wonder if I can flip this around. You got to understand, what I'm saying is backwards. If you haven't done that. Okay. I guess I'm done.